Hey, P2, do you want to hear some trivia?
Oh, mate, I love a good game of trivia.
Guess what happens when a chook and two pelicans get together?
What's that, mate?
A clucking good time. That's right, you pelicans. The wobbly chook has jumped on board, keeping the bird presence strong. Whether you like a pale ale, brown ale, IPA, or a lager, the wobbly chook has you catered. Crafted from Yamba's finest chooks.
Better still, Mick, how do we get some wobbly chook?
That's easy, P2. Jump online at www.wobblychookbrewingco.com or pop in to 26 Cole Street in the heart of Yamba.
And have a clucking good time.
Cluck out.
Cuckoo! Always remember, don't be a mud gudgeon and drink responsibly.
Welcome back to another episode of the Two Pelicans podcast. So you could have just missed that.
G'day, you Pelicans.
Here he was. He was sort of hung up on his door.
Go and have a good time with them a bit later on.
Pelicans landing in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to episode 27 of the Two Pelicans podcast. I'm Joey.
I'm Mick, and we are the Two Pelicans.
That's right, Mick, and Two Pelicans we are. We're here each and every week to give you weapons, you legends, and you Pelicans, fellow Pelicans, a bit of a pep up through the week. Get you through that shitty old work week with a big old smile on your door, but at the same time we're here to do one main thing, Mick, and that is to make fishing great once again.
That's right. That's what we're doing here. We're making fishing great once again. One more cast, one more can, one more moment in our lives. We are doing it, and
not only are we making fishing great at one cast at a time, we're making the wobbly chook great once again.
Yes.
Shout out to the chook.
The chook.
Shout out to P1 for producing the ginger beers tonight. That is worth a round of applause.
Thank you. I ran into Shane down there on the weekend, and look, we'll get into that with what I've been up to. I suppose we can just probably roll into that, could we?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, hit us. Yeah, you've been quite
look. We I took the kids down. They put the call out through the week about getting some people down there for Sunrise. Sunrise Channel 7 turned up. Weekend Sunrise, and we thought, you know what, a good opportunity. I put the kids in the shirts, and I wore my little chook shirt as they requested, and we went down there, and we had our backs to them or fronts to them, whichever way you were looking at it on TV. But the kids enjoyed it, and Macca got a picture with James Tobin.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
so
awesome.
It was pretty good. He was actually quite nice. I was taken away. It wasn't just one little Kodak moment.
Yeah.
He actually spoke to us for probably just around about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
just
unreal.
Talking about the fishing, what the shirts were about, what we were doing. Actually, dropped in that we had a podcast. So
how good's that?
But look, I did run into Shane down there, and he helped us out once again. And something else for a little bit later on in the show.
Sounds very exciting, mate. And may I say that ginger beer. Whew.
Oh, it's good. I'm drinking that Yamba Ale. It's a little bit not too fruity, just that nice little tinge, but 4.6. It's.
I'll give you a swig of the gingery here after, but I'm telling you, it is hands down one of the nicest ginger beers I've ever had. It's just got that hint of ginger, that nice aftertaste. Yeah, genuinely a cracking good beer, though.
Yeah. Look, it was a bit of a funny story. I obviously wanted to support the guys. Look, we went down there and there was some nice breakfast being served, and so I just grabbed a coffee or whatever because we'd all eaten, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind just having a beer, and I went to the bar, and they're like, sorry, man, you got to wait another half an hour. And I'm like, oh man, they were drinking it on the TV. Why can't I? But
do you know who I am? Good. Did you say that? Do you know who I am?
Yeah. Yeah, the Mayor of Lawrence. But yeah, no, it was a good morning. Look, the Henwoods done a great job in organising, and so did their staff. They were pretty cool, and it just worked. So it was really good. And then, look, I might as well just roll through with everything that I've been doing. But look, went out and seen Robbie there. Me Kraken's turned up, and what I like to say, that is like next level. Like everything's like big.
Yeah.
And like bulky and beefy, and looks like it loves rock walls. So I'm trying not to put them near them. But
P2 might be in the market for Kraken shortly.
Yeah, right. Okay,
maybe not at full price.
yeah. No, they're not cheap, but look, they're a pretty good bit of gear, and the connectivity and what you can do with them too is really good. But look, I won't get too much into that now. We'll save that for a later time. But I also was there, and I got I had to give you a shirt.
Yeah. I heard you had an extra small for me.
Yeah. We all grow up at some stage,
I
mate.
haven't fitted an extra small since I was in nappies, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So, no, we did that, and look, Sunday, I obviously went out and broke the boat in with my daughter. First time I got to get her in the boat, she was stoked. Even better yet, we caught some fish. And she always reminded me after we got the boat in that she was the only one that caught the flathead for the day.
Oh,
So,
good girl. That a girl?
Yeah. So she gently
Hang on,
reminded me of
she
that.
deserves a bit of touch,
Yeah. And pretty much just cleaned up the rig, and that was me for the weekend. And other than work, life, and kids, and cars, and all that other fun stuff that you've all heard of before. So,
Awesome, mate.
how'd you go, buddy? Now you've got some new stuff.
I fucking had a bit on. I had fucking bit on. That's the term there. So Friday went down to Yamaha, and we have a boat. We have a boat with a console in it.
Console, sticking.
I'm very excited. Threw it straight in the river. And I will say, shout out to the team down there, but they owed me nothing.
Yeah.
They didn't owe me anything. There was nothing. But their service, I will say, for me, my experience was second to none. I left the workshop, and I mentioned to Robbie I was going straight to chuck it in. And not that I didn't trust him. I'm an hour and a half away. If there was a little drum, I'd rather sort it out there, just make sure everything was sweet, and I really wanted to use it. And no lie, mate, I went down and took her for a quick squirt, and about 15 minutes later, the phone's ringing, and it's Robbie. He's just checking in. How's everything going, man? I'm just checking it. And that is the customer service that I appreciate. And that goes a long way in my book. It's just those little things. It took him no time at all.
Yep.
And I'll remember that, and here I am telling all the other Pelicans about how good it was. So, highly recommend if you need to get anything done, go and see the legends down there. Very well priced. They're not overpriced. They're not one of these people that just stack heaps on it because you're from out of town. Well priced, good workmanship, and over the weekend and sort of into this week, we've started. I've fitted in my sounder onto the console. I've got switch paneling going in, and I'm in and around all the cabling and wiring. And I will say it is very neat and tidy. So it's going to make mine look a little bit shit house, but that's okay. But so I've been doing that.
Wires are us.
Yeah. Catch your boat on fire are us. But no, that was good, and set in for a pretty big weekend. Finished off some lure stuff the end of last week, which is good. Got probably about 2 more orders to hit the deck before Christmas. They'll go out this week, and that'll be basically it.
That's good.
I'll tie myself over, and I've only got about 2 orders left on the books to do, which is really good. That'll come back in the new year, and I've got some very exciting prototyping happening. And
bit of testing and that going on, is there?
There will be. I was going to go tonight, Jew fishing, to test one out, and I remember we had to fucking do this, so that ain't happening. But yeah, that'll be tomorrow night. I just want to get down and swing these things into a bit of wind and just test them out. But let me tell you, they are going to be pretty next level. But let's talk about Saturday. So Saturday, did a bit of stuff around the house, and Saturday afternoon, the annual first Saturday of December, the Christmas light charade on the driveway, and the silly season commenced in a big way. I think we kicked off about 3 o'clock in the arvo. People rolled in, by sort of 6:37. We're pretty well underway. We've got our little lounges and our chairs set up on the driveway. We're settling in. People start arriving with cartons of rum cans, and you're in for a good evening. And I think we departed the driveway just after 11:30 that night. So she was a fair little stint that, and that's all right. I backed her up, got up the next morning, and went straight off to the Santa photos and did all the family stuff. But this is a cracker. You're going to love this. So if anyone's been on social media over the weekend, I'm sure that you would have seen about the little supercell storm that hit Lismore. 137 kilometre-hour winds were recorded in the CBT. Well, let me tell you, I was sitting at the Christmas carols when this little number hit.
Oaks Oval
there in Lismore. Let me tell you, I've been in a lot of storms, I've been caught in a lot of storms fishing, whether you're at home out, strapping stuff down. This was hands down one of the freakiest little storms We with most of the people hid up under the grandstand, which was useless because the hail and the rain were coming.
It's just coming in sideways.
Coming in sideways. But as a father at that point, you're like, well, I need to protect my kids.
Yeah.
So they were down under our feet. Everyone's screaming. There's like wind. There's tables. There's gazebos. There's shit flying everywhere, and it was dangerous. Like I was like, if this roof let go, we're in a bit world of hurting. And anyway, I'm looking behind the grandstand, the car where she's parked. She's like, the wheel's probably 3 parts underwater on it from the rain already.
I can't fathom that. Like when you did tell me this story, I don't know, maybe on the Monday or whatever, and I'm like, really? Like there was that much water on the road there at that time?
Like just in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Man. Like it was hard to gather. So I'm looking at this huge tree, and this tree, I'm not lying, like when it buckled over in the wind, she's best part touching the ground. And it's right behind my wife's car, and I was like, the first chance we get, a little lull in it, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah,
because I said, the longer we stay here, like if that tree lets go, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So there was a little lull in it. The wind was there, and everyone sort of took that, and we bailed. And then she sort of, as we got in the car, she hit us again. But yeah, that was some pretty wild stuff.
And how long into the carols did you get for that?
We'd been there about 15 minutes. Like we knew it was going to storm. Like we saw it at home, but I was like, I said to Brew, it'll blow through. It won't be much. It didn't look like much. 5 minutes, she'll gum around the back all over. But no.
You're not getting a job with Bomb?
No, definitely not. But it's sort of come back from the east, though. I think they put through a lot of people, and
we've seen this actually coming up from Lawrence, and it was generally a different direction, and we just got a bit of wind. So I don't know. I don't look at it where it's gone through or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure it might have been part of that same cell. Because I think it was around about what time were the carols? About 4.
Oh, they hit about 4. No, 5:30. That about hit. So it'd be about that time. Yeah.
Well, that might be right. So,
but she was gnarly, man, and I feel sorry for. Honestly, you do feel sorry for everyone involved. There was about 4 people holding down the gazebo over the. I'm going to say the little entertainment hub, you know, like the speakers and all the workings of it.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy run out mid-storm, and he's just like, let her go. And they let her go, and she fucking went. But all the food vendors there, like they lost all their food because everyone went home, and the food they did have cooked, there was no one to buy it. So I honestly hope the council chipped in there and helped those guys out for their efforts. But so that was a little bit exciting. And rolled us into this week, and here we are, 2 weeks out from Christmas.
Yeah.
2 weeks off Christmas Eve as we record this.
Actually, you made me recall my Saturday. So big shout out to Lenny and Kenny, GJR Sheet Metal and Laser Cutting. We made a sounder mount.
Unreal.
Yeah, and actually done some pretty cool stuff. I'll put that up on YouTube later on when I do the full reveal, but it's pretty cool what them guys can do. There's no limits. There's dead set no limits. And you know, this is probably
attention.
But no, this is probably one of them things where, you know, like you see a lot of stuff over the States, and look, I looked at a few things and got some ideas, but like they wanted a lot of money for it to get here, and I think we've sort of designed something that look, it's a custom made thing. It's not going to suit every other sort of boat, but it's going to suit this one. But that's just what them guys can do.
Yeah, and not obviously probably the technology to Lenny's level, but even just with the technology I've got at home, like for instance that timber sign I made there a few months ago, like it's amazing what you can do with the right technology, but not necessarily the right the right technology.
Your giraffe.
You got to have you got to have the know how to drive it and operate it. So, you take it for granted watching how skilled some of these blokes are and what they can punch out.
No, 100%, mate. 100%.
What do you reckon we roll into a bit of sport news? I reckon. You can kick us off there, big fella, while I retrieve my news item.
Oh, righto. Look, I was just going to say that last week I rubbished the Australian cricket team, told them they got it all wrong, and look, they came out and had a win on the pink ball. So what I am going to still say, I'm still backing myself with that a little bit. I feel that, you know, there's still other guys in that top order that need to be rearranged, moved, potentially. New guys come in, I should say. But look, the bowling stock's really picked up, and it's no surprise when them guys picked up the pink ball that was going to happen for them. Look,
Did we win? Did we?
Oh, we smashed them.
Test?
Yes.
Good, very good.
Keep
Maybe a little pep talk helped, mate.
That's it. They must have obviously heard me have a big whinge about them. So no, that was really good. Hey, look, the other thing that I've got also was while I was fishing there the other day, I did sort of run into a few guys. I because they were competing in the Clarence Valley Sports Fishing Club at a Christmas round, and yeah, sort of said good day to Swano. Goffey was out and about, and Dan Clay was as well. So
Unreal. How good's that?
yeah. So I just sort of popped over, had a bit of a yarn, took a photo here and there, and but look, on top of that, talking about Swano, he doesn't hate us. Had a good yarn to him there, probably through the week.
He's still talking to us.
Still talking to us. No, he's max power, but he took out the what have we got there? They took out the pro up. So Swano.
So that's a combined both species, correct?
Yeah. Swano Wade and the young fella Archie. So that was really good. And Ben and Harry got the bass side of it done. I think Harry's another young fella there, and James and Dion for the Brims. So that was pretty well done.
How good's that?
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
last time of the year, seen some photos. Looks like everyone was happy. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, I think.
Very good. Well, sorry, I tuned out there for the last little bit. I was worrying about my news item.
No, that's all right. I've got more news. I you want some?
Oh
more
yeah, you
stuff?
keep going.
Oh,
I'm just a hard-hitting journalist. I am here. I'm on my iPhone.
I thought your phone wasn't working.
Well, that's another subject.
Okay, we'll
get
talk
to
about that later.
We'll get to that.
All right. So, look, the other thing that we've got going on that I've seen through the week is the MLF Australian Series got some dates put out for next year. So there's going to be Brim and Bass.
I wouldn't mind weighing in on that if we're going to talk about it.
Well, this is your opportunity, pal. This is the forum for it. So let's hear your $2.
$2 is, if the entry fee is not ridiculous and it's just a singles event, I will be appearing at that Richmond River round.
Now, hang on. Isn't it? It's all teams events.
Well, this is my thing. Is it actually? But they haven't said. This is the thing. I can't find anywhere where it states.
Right. Okay. I see where we're going with this.
So if it's a singles and the entry fee's under $1,000, I'll be at that Richmond River event.
And if it's what was it this year? About 700 or 750
for the
and
team,
teams?
yeah. But that was a one-day event, also.
Yeah. Are you going to do it or not?
I don't know. I think about it. I think about the teams. I still don't agree.
You're still haunted when you and I used to fish Gamakatsu team series?
No. Like I just don't agree with, say, you qualify for the final and then you have to decide someone has to be a boater or non-boater. So I just don't want that drama. I'd rather just be a singles. But that Richmond River round is very appealing to myself. On that note, the ABT Grand Final next year is on the Richmond River as well. I think it's just after those dates. So I was actually
pre-fish ban then, like, would that be affected?
I think it's a few weeks, but I think
righto.
it's in the same month. I was very keen when I saw the ABT calendar released. I was very excited to have a little bit back on the river for a final, and I'm away overseas for the first 2 dates. So that's me out for the season, and I'm too busy. I don't have the time to be mucking around doing that anymore. But I probably would just fish that one-off event, the Bass MLF. Yeah,
the MLF one. Yeah. Righto. Cool.
So I just saw this. I was trying to find a bit of info. Some fuckhead has eaten the banana that was taped to the wall that cost $6.2 million.
Oh, wow.
So that should have been in the mud
I wonder how ripe that would have been.
Well, yeah, I'm not really. But did you know this? They kept replacing that banana throughout that exhibition. It wasn't the same banana.
So if someone ate it, wouldn't they just replace it with another one?
Mate, it baffles me. But anyway, let's get on to some hard-hitting news here. Drum roll.
Here we go.
A little bit of we'll hit it with that.
Oh. I was looking at these.
In my hot little hands, arrived today, hot off the press, I have the Bait Junkie Gar in 6 absolutely spectacularly delicious colours. Wrap your eyeballs around them. I can't wait to throw these. Obviously, your main target's going to be a big flathead.
Yeah.
I'm going to chuck that at a big Jew off the rocks with a 10-0 or 12-0 in it. Jew's going to smash that. I'm also thinking the pelagics, your dollies, your mackerel. Yeah. I reckon they're just going to go bananas.
Now, there's some technology here that it's like a sinking sort of one.
Yeah,
but,
let's just rip one out here.
Okay, let's rip one out.
Oh, hang on. Do we have to...
Are we going to rip one out together? Is that what we do?
Well, we can... Dara, what have you done here? Oh, no. It's a side opener.
Super pouch.
Now, that is a little bit of ingenuity, my friends. Right, so we've just opened up here. So basically, what we've got is I'm describing it here. I'm rubbing my finger up its head.
It's getting turned on. Yep.
It's a scalloped out head. It's
like a remora.
It is, and it has really got some awesome technology in the back end of this bait where you can put your other rigging systems. They're rebaited in, so you can hide swivels and all that, etc. Really cool looking lure. You've nailed it though. This is the Elastomax technology, but it's a sinking type. So it is quite heavy in the hand. You hold that there.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually a bit of weight to it.
Yep.
When I was talking to Hickson about it, in the design of it, they couldn't have the floating Elastic technology because it just wouldn't let it glide properly. So
yeah, okay.
Head into your local tackle store, check out the Bait Junkie Gar. You get 2 in a pack for $11.95. Now, the Bait Junkie range remains $11.95 across the board, and they just limit the number that are in there to keep it at that same sort of retail price point. But head in, check them out. All your tackle stores have them as you're hearing this right now. So, a bit of news there.
I'm going to put you on the spot there. You just said there before that you're going to throw that at Jew.
Yep.
Now, what size weight are we putting on that when you're doing that?
Ounce.
1 solid ounce.
1 ounce.
And an 8.0. What? Like it's a long thing.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you got one over here. Look, we've got it right here. This stand. Well, Casino Outdoors.
Just calm down.
What?
Normally, I would run that.
Okay.
Ooh. An 8.0 1 ounce. But TT hold the fort.
Hang on, he's just got to go get it out of the shop here, as per usual. We're at Casino Outdoors and Disposal, and he's just gone and helped himself something on the shelf.
So check out this little baby.
Oh, yeah.
TT have come out with what I call a proper size jig head. And I'm sure Bait Junkie are working on this as we speak. But that's a 10-0, my brother.
Yeah.
You check out the size of that.
That's a shark hook.
That is a proper hook. So if I mount that in that there.
Yeah, where are we getting to there?
That's due territory.
Yeah, so we're a solid couple of inches.
Nearly halfway down the bait almost, you could say, to that joint. So they're the new enforcers. I'm pretty stoked with those. They're going to be a great flood time dew bait. So a bit of news there. What else you got in the news front? Are we just going to hit some mud gudgeons?
Oh, look, we'll hit some mud gudgeons there now.
I've got a beauty.
I can't wait for this because I feel like everything's led to this moment of mud gudging stuff.
Am I going to lead us off?
Mm-hmm.
So this all starts Saturday at lunchtime.
Yep.
I throw my daughter in the car, as all good fathers do, and go to the bottle shop. And we go to the bottle. It's like a little outing. She loves it in the cool room.
Like the car room, Dad. Drink this beer.
Kids love it. And you let them have a run around in there. Like it's just a novelty. And I remember doing it with my dad.
It's Australian to do that.
It is very Australian. So I've gone to pay. I don't carry a wallet.
Yep.
I've gone to tap my phone, and my phone just turns off. I was like, that's weird. That's extremely odd because I knew it was full. I said, oh, sorry, mate. Just going to have to wait a second. Anyway, it reboots. And I quickly pay, and then I get in the car and it turns off again. I was like, what's going on here? So then it says it's empty, and then you charge it, and it's not empty, and then it is empty, and it turns itself on, and it turns itself off. It was a fruit phone, 14.
Yeah, fruity.
Anyway, having a bit of a nouse about things, I worked out the battery's cooked.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, I could still use it. It just has to be plugged in at all times, which isn't ideal when you're trying to run a business.
Yep.
So I'm like, right, I've got to get around to this. So on Monday, yesterday, as we're recording this, I had it in my pocket in the shed, and I'm like, holy shit, that pocket's hot. And I pull him out, and the battery has expanded and actually lifted the screen
Ah,
Off.
it's sort of like.
No, that's me old. No,
Oh,
that's
right,
like that's not it.
Because I was about to say this one looks smashed.
No. So I'm like, shit. What do I do here? So the non-mud gudgeon of my local iPhone repair dude, I went in there and he goes, "Yeah, mate, your battery's cooked. $120, genuine battery. I'll chuck her in. You're good to go." And I went, nice. He said, "Well, in the meantime, you can't use that because if that battery explodes, then we're in a world of drama. Because I can't back the phone up because I can't plug it in to back it up." I went, "Yeah, righto." And like, look, we don't back up phones. We're male. We just don't do that stuff. So I've pulled out my old phone from 2019 and I've thrown the SIM in him, but nothing's up to date. I've got no apps and I'm not downloading. I'm not going through and backing shit up. So I've had a bit of a unplanned social media detox. Because I can't get Facebook messages. I can't really even access Facebook.
Yeah.
I've got no one's number. So, yeah, if I'm not getting back to you, that's why. But anyway, Mud Gudgeon of the Week goes to good old fruit phones.
Yeah, righto. Good old fruit phones. There you go.
And we may have a future Mud Gudgeon, but we're just going to hold, like the car, we're just going to hold on to them just for a little moment. We're just going to see how things pan out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, look, it's funny, I had another car one, but it's ended up being okay in the end. But what am I going to say here? Look,
is this your Mud Gudgeon?
This is a generalised one that it seems to be creeping into a lot of industry at the moment. Now, I'm starting to think that it's not. I think the reason why it's creeping in because it's the people that are doing these industries now aren't experienced to what them guys were 10 or 20, 30 years ago, right? And I think what's happening is like people going, oh, quote to fix this, quote to do that. And then they go and do it and they're like, oh, hang on, this isn't right or that isn't right or, oh, we had to do this, so it's going to cost you more, right? And I'm just wondering if you've noticed a trend in that. And it's a bit of a mud gudgeon-y thing for me personally.
Yeah, I definitely know, like 100%. Like, and literally, I'm not going to go into it, but
no. What
I've just talked to you about before we've hit record here tonight with my little dramas unfolding at the minute, that is exactly what you've just said.
Yes,
like it's to the T, and to expand on that, no one anymore wants to take ownership for anything.
No.
The word warranty, I'm not one for warranty, because the minute someone walks into your tackle store and says, "Does this have warranty?" it normally means they've fucked it and they're not the person who want to buy that product.
Yeah.
But when the word warranty doesn't mean anything anymore, or installation warranty, say like if a builder comes and retiles your pool area and all the tiles lift after 6 months, that's not a fault of the tiles. That's a fault of the person that put them down. So that should have some warranty, or maybe the glue that he used to put them down. But yeah, unfortunately, we just see it more and more these days that there's not a lot of people that back their things and will have that after sale service. But like people, I'll give him a shout out. Like people, Mick Goodwin, like we've talked about him a bit on the show. Builder, people like that, they have a good name and they'll go back and fix up all those things. That's why our little family businesses like that go along in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, I don't know whether we've gotten into this whole thing where we go to, if I'm going to be critical, like a BCF or an Anaconda, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work. No one cares. Here's another one. And there's no R&D done on, how come we got 5 of these units back or 10 of these units back or whatever the case may be.
100%.
And that's sort of worrying moving forward because cost of living and the rest of it is at an all-time high. So anyhow, I'm going to leave it there. And
we're just going to have a bit of a yarn today, I think, for today's episode. I've got a few things there, and I've got a little thing up my sleeve there later on. I've just sort of spontaneously thought of on the spot, but that's all right. But you kick us off, mate. What do you got there on your little sheet you want to chat about?
You're exactly right.
I was actually going to bring up this topic, so you've nailed it.
Yeah, cool. All right. I think we're just going to just call it out there now that this will be our last show for this year, and we're going to have roughly around about 4 weeks off. So we're not going to come back onto air until probably mid-January sometime. So I just want to make the listeners aware of that we're having a holiday. And look, I'm sure we'll put some stuff up on our socials and all the rest of it.
100%.
But I think both of us in our daytime jobs tend to, and with kids and all the other things that we've got going on, we're quite busy and, we're going to enjoy this time off. So If you don't hear from us for a few weeks, that's the reason why. We're
I
just
am
going to
try and put an episode together.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
a bit of a best of.
best of.
I probably won't be next week. I might wait until sort of the Christmas week or the early January, and that'll get people through.
Yeah. So, like I said, just bear with us. We're just going to have some time off and recharge the batteries. Have a look at what next year looks like, and we'll go from there.
But off the back of that, we mentioned it a few episodes ago that this is the silly season, and a lot of things get overlooked, much like boat safety there, Mick.
That's right. So I think we did speak about this a few weeks ago, and I thought, it's a good topic now that we're moving into this time frame. I think the terrorists from down north are here already, so let's go through some boat safety stuff.
And we don't want to hear about you as a mud gudgeon come January. So.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want to hear a bad story, or we don't want to hear about the dickhead or the mud gudgeon that's done something wrong. So
you hit us there, mate, and you're the proactive staff member here at the Two Pelicans. You've written stuff down, but as you ping them off, I've got stuff in my head. I will just dribble on to the back
look. Basically, I've just gone on the Maritime site in New South Wales. First and foremost, everyone, if you're in another state, check their regulations to start with, because they all slightly vary a little. But the biggest one is make sure you're wearing life jackets. Make sure the canisters are in date and charged. If you couldn't be bothered doing that, wear a proper one. Make sure you got life jackets on your friggin' kids.
Mate, this grinds my gears. I see them coming in the store here all the time, and you tell them that a kid's life jacket's $70, and they're like, "I'm not going to pay that." And you're like, "What? Do you not value your kid's life?"
Yeah.
If your child in New South Wales, and we're just gonna, these rules are New South Wales because that's where we are. Yep. If your child is under the age of 12, or is at night time, or is in a boat under 4.8 meters, he must wear a life jacket at all times.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. Put a life jacket on your kids. You may not think so, but it will save their life.
Yeah. So I'm just going to roll down this stuff, and like this.
I'll just butt into a few.
This first part's really more around enclosed waters. So, but it's enclosed waters, and you need it for open waters.
Yeah.
How I see it. But the next one's anchor, rope, and chain.
Just a simple one.
Simple one.
It's going to keep the maritime man off your back. Simple as that. Oh, just quickly off the life jacket yarn.
Yeah.
With your canisters and stuff, a bit of a life hack. Carry both in the boat. If you don't like wearing the other one, carry the normal one, and when the maritime come along, you hand them the other one, and you put your canister one back on. Life hack there.
Yeah.
Thanks, P2. Move on.
Yeah, look, I've done that as well. I've always just kept the dirty old yellow ones up the front there, and
they pass you.
So,
and to be honest, if I'm by myself, I'll either wear. If I have Ollie in the boat, I'll normally just wear a vest.
Yes.
It's just as easy.
Yep.
Sorry, mate, move on.
No, that's right. So the next one's bucket, but with a rope.
100%. Super easy one.
Yep. So people that whinge about the rope, I'm sorry, but put the rope on the fucking bucket.
It makes a big difference when you're bailing or you're to do something.
Or you drop your bucket out while you're trying to do it.
Or you're trying to tie up and you go, oh, hey, there's a bit of rope on my bucket.
Look, I've got some extra rope. I found this one interesting, but to have a bilge.
So I think the rule actually states that if you have a fixed carpeted floor where you can't get to the floor struts bail, you must have a bilge pump installed, which I'm sure you've got this there, which in turn means if you have a battery underfloor, you need to have a fire extinguisher.
Yes.
Please make sure that fire extinguisher is in date. Better still buy a fire extinguisher with a gauge. They don't go out of date, as I found out by our local lovely maritime man. They called me lots of nice words.
Is that... Actually, doesn't Mr. Melkor, he does some of this stuff, doesn't he? Did you just choke on that? Wow.
That was the ginger that's not in the ginger beer. Holy, they're going down pretty good. Adrian's more just enforcement, but
okay.
Carry on.
All right, where are we? Look, paddles if you don't have a lecky.
Yeah.
So
we had paddles for the last 20 years. I'm pretty sure there's still a folded up one in my boat because if you let your shit itself, you're not going to row back from the 54s or nothing.
Yeah, that's right. And look, the other thing that you generally should get with your registration, that too, is like a safety label. So, how many people in the boat, all that kind of stuff.
100%.
It just goes on there. Now, this is a good one, but hack. we have whistles sometimes on our life jackets,
Correct.
but it says some sort of sound device, horn, or whistle.
Now, you've got open waters there coming up in a minute,
Yep.
but I do recommend if you are offshore, just to buy one of the little air horns.
Mhm.
Because help might be 6-7 k's away. At least in
Yep.
the river, you can most of the time swim to the shore. Also, a life hack: if you do have a whistle in your life jacket, do not tell your children because they will blow the fucking thing the whole time you're on the water. Life hack. We're here about handing out tips tonight.
Yeah. So did they work? Did the whistle work?
Oh, the whistle worked. The peerless whistle worked.
Righto. So, and then the last one's torch, and for all these intensive purposes, make sure it is waterproof.
And also, do not let your kids know where it is because they will play with it the whole time. But look, when we say torch too, you might just think, I'm just going to throw this heaper in there to pass you. Now, if you are in a situation in the night where you are in a life-threatening situation and you pull that little cheap shit torch out and it's got water in it,
Yep.
just go and buy yourself a waterproof. I'm looking at one here right now. Waterproof rechargeable spotlights. You can use them for crabbing. Just chuck them in the front of the boat, and even better still, Mick, with all this stuff that you've listed above, get a nice big Tupperware container and chuck it all in.
100%.
Simple as that.
Yep. Keep it there, tuck it away. Look, a lot of these little things here, like the fire extinguisher, the torch, the sound light, the sound horn, them sorts of things. Hopefully, you don't ever have to use them. But if they're tucked away out of the air, out of the moisture weather, then that is a good thing. Now we're going to move on and talk about open waters. So the first two are, I think, pretty basic things, but some people now, I guess with technology, don't really think about it, and that's obviously having a chart, but a compass.
Yeah, and
So
that's obviously now with our technology, charts, compasses, that's obviously all on our sounders. But if you don't have that technology, you still have to carry a fold-out chart.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do.
look, the next one's a pretty important one, and that they are the flares.
And
So
make sure they're in date.
make sure they're in date.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to pull a figure out of my backside, but I know it is. I do need to check mine because I'm hoping to go to sea on the weekend. They're like 3 years or something, so just keep an eye on your flares.
Yeah, that'll be right. And I think if you go back to episode 2 or 3 of ours, I think Mr. Bumpy come in and told a yarn about me getting booked for out-of-date flares about 20 years ago. So it was heaps cheaper back then. I think I only got fined $150. But I'm
and
sure
if you do have out-of-date flares, dispose of them
the right way, and don't
not on
party
New
with
Year's Eve. Would this be a good time for a quick yarn?
Yes.
Or should I save her?
No. If is it relevant to flares?
Yes.
Oh, you're far away.
So I do not condone this behaviour.
But he does.
Disclaimer. So many years ago, I think I was 18. So what are we talking about? I don't know. 15, 16 years ago, something like that, whatever it is. And New Year's Eve at a certain location, and an older gentleman said, "Oh, here you go, young fella. You can have me old flares. Go let them off and have a bit of fun, So we've gone out to this said Heads location for New Year's, and we've rolled out there. And I said to my other big mate, I said, "Righto, we've got these. Let's go rip these off, So we've gone down to the beach, and I'm about 20 cans deep, and I've just grabbed into the bag. Now I didn't realise that a set of flares came with 2 flares and 2 smoke signals. So I've grabbed into the bag, and I've darted down to the beach. Anyway, the paddy wagons do patrols back and forth along the beach. It was a pretty sort of populated sort of area, Anyway, he's gone up the beach, and we've jumped out of the biru bush, and I've run down, and fuck me, I've let this thing rip, and it's just a smoke signal. It hasn't gone kaboof or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, this isn't good. So we dug a little hole like a bloody chihuahua, and we buried him, and we took off up into the biru bush, and this paddy wagon spun around 100 mile an hour, and no shit, as I sit here, he's pulled up, and there's like orange smoke coming up around the paddy wagon. He parked right on top of it, and I was like, we're out of here. But that's my little flare yarn. If you are going to do that, make sure you get the flare.
Yeah.
Actually, no, don't do that, because in this day and age, it causes the rescue to come looking. And
Yeah.
I'm sure on New Year's Eve, though,
they're sort of expecting it.
Actually, quick shout out. A couple of years after that, we were down at the headland down there, same sort of spot. And literally at the strike of midnight, all the trawlers, they were trawling because the prawns were running. And all the trawlers let flares off at the crack of midnight. You just see them up the coast, poof, poof, poof. And you knew that 10 trawlers weren't in trouble. And I was like, how bloody good's that? You know, good on them. But I don't think they could do that these days. Some Nancy'd get their knickers in and not.
No,
move on there, mate. After flares.
This one was a little bit interesting as well. And
there's a bit behind this one.
Yeah, righto. So it's water.
Now, that is 1 litre per person on board if you actually look into it. So if you've got 4 people on board, you need to have 4 litres. Now, I'm not sure on the exact ruling on this, but I have been told that if your capacity of your boat says it can hold 4 people, you require 4 litres. Doesn't necessarily have to be on it. So yeah, just check out that one for sure.
So if that's the case, how many wobbly chooks can you take on board then?
Look, to be honest, it tastes better than water. I reckon we could fit a few of these ginger beers in my esky. Far out, I'm telling you. Check it out.
Okay, so we got water. Now, the next one's quite important as well, and that's the EPIRBs device.
Yeah, a big one. See, I've gone through all this recently, you know, like getting all my boat up to spec. I don't have the biggest boat, so I need to make sure, that everything is up to spec for running offshore of these distances. When you do your EPIRB, you get, I think it's 5 years, and I've got to buy another one, something like that. Please make sure your details, if you do move address, if you get divorced, if you have a new wife, anything, update your details because when you're missing, whatever you have logged, they will come to that address. So if you move house from 7 Billy Bob's Place to 50 King Shit Hill, change your address because they will come looking at the wrong place. So
no, that's a pretty valid point, and it's one that can be easily forgotten about too.
So, and shout out to EPIRB, the mob. I can't even tell you who I've got Ryan registered through, but I know I need to update it. Is you get a 12 monthly email to please update your information.
Yeah, righto. That's
so
good.
They're being proactive on it. So yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good. What have we got there? We got marine radio next. I think that's common sense. And look, for anyone out there that does go out to sea a bit, like it would be worth going to do one of the marine radio courses as well.
I'm just going to weigh in on this as well.
Yep.
Someone that's not big up on marine radios. I do have a marine radio will now be mounted on my console. It's just a handheld.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be mounted in one. It's just a handheld.
Yep.
Do I use that radio? Absolutely not. I never use it to log in.
Yep.
Because the reason is there's an app.
Okay.
And I would tell you the exact name of it if my phone wasn't blown to pieces. But it's just check it out. It's a log on app. Now, when I launch at the boat ramp, I log on. What you literally get the pin and you drop it in the ocean where you're going. So there's no room for error. You put in there what time you're back, who's on board. I don't need to read anything out of the radio. So the whole town doesn't know that I'm out fishing.
Yep.
They've got all my details saved in there. It takes you half an hour, much like the EPIRB, you fill it out.
Yeah.
So I sit the phone down and then I drive the 2-3 minutes to the bar. When I get to the bar, I stop and I look down at my phone, and sometimes if they're really busy, it might take them 5 or 10 minutes to approve it.
Yeah.
Do not cross that bar until it's approved. They'll say, recognise that you're crossing, and then you cross.
Yep.
So the dawn of the days is saying Everton Coast Guard, Coast Guard, go up here. And in my way of thinking, someone could be in a Mayday situation.
Yes.
And I'm taking up the radio.
That's a very valid point.
That's my reasoning behind it, where I can just log on my app.
Yeah.
And the best thing about the app is throughout the day, if I change my location, I just grab the pin and I move it, and I can update everything on there, and it sends it straight back to the headquarters.
Yeah, right.
And how accurate it is, and I know it talks straight to my local wherever I'm going out of.
Yeah.
Is the other day I logged in and I'm coming out across the bar, and here's my old mate out of the tower waving to me because I knew him. So he could see me log in, so it is going to them, to real people. So,
no, that's really good.
Yeah, just check that one out. I think it's Coast Watch or something like that.
Coast Watch, and that's really good because I didn't know too much about that. So I just usually just give a little holler on the way through, and away we go.
Like I said, I don't mind the hollering, but for my ways, if someone's in a Mayday situation, I'm filling up the radio, and I shouldn't be on there.
Now, the last one I got on here in the open water is the good old V-sheet.
Now, that's not a sunburnt rectum either. That is an actual V-sheet.
Yep. So Look, they've been around forever and a day, and they're just distress sheet that can be seen by choppers and
Yeah.
people on headlands potentially. So
Now, while you think this is pointless, us reading out things,
Yeah.
we might have jogged your memory about one thing, like, oh shit, I do have to check them flares, and all we're trying to do is just save you that $300-400 fine at Christmas.
That's it.
And if you do get into a life-threatening situation, you've got them there and they're working, because we all think, as men, we all go, nah, she'll be right,
you'll
bud.
be right, mate.
And then when you're in that situation,
Yeah, no, that's it. Look, and just some of the recommendations. I think these ones are no-brainers, but look, make sure you wear your kill switch. Have a toolkit on board, right? Just a basic toolkit. And the other one was obviously with your mobile phone. Keep it something. I wrote.
keep it charged.
Keep it charged. Charge. Get on the charge.
I've actually just put double USB points into my new console to its own battery. And that's pure and simply a safety thing, you know.
Yep,
if you do get somewhere and everything dies down,
Yes.
and we're drifting at sea or wherever for hours, I'm going to have a full charge,
Yeah.
2 or 3 charges in my phone to get to some help. So
No, 100%. And look, the other thing just around that is make sure you got a valid fishing license. Once again, if you're going to another state, make sure that you check whatever the rules and regulations are in that state. It's very important that you do that. Do the right thing.
Unfortunately, it's 2024. The technology, everything's out there. The old excuse, oh, sorry, mate, I didn't know, it just doesn't cut it with the fisheries anymore.
No.
Whether we agree with it or not, love it or hate it, it's the rules, and you just got to stick by them.
That's it. So,
no, there's some really good info there, mate.
Yeah. Look, is there anything else you want to add to that before we move on?
No, I think you've pretty well nailed it. Probably dive back to one of our earlier episodes. This is a really big part of be patient. You know, like we've talked about it at boat ramps, be patient. We've talked about it at stealing people's spots, you know, like just remember there is going to be an old codger out there with his grandson that's had his boat out once in the last 2 years, and he's going to come and drift in front of you.
Yeah.
Just give him a wave. Say, how are you, bud? Have you got any wobbly chook cans on board? Maybe you should go get yourself one and chill out a little bit, you know? Like, just, I think that's a big thing coming into this silly season. Not only are we going to talk about fishing rules and licensing, etc., Christmas, as we know it, is a huge time for crabs.
Yes.
If you have a crab measurer in your possession and it is not the colour blue, throw it to the shithouse. Colour blue, light blue is the latest coloration, and it is the valid one. They've changed the way you measure them and the length of them. It always used to be, just hold that thought.
You're gonna go get one, aren't you? It's just changed. There you go. So prior to this, they were always a yellow, but orange. Sorry, and look, that's right. Now it's changed, hasn't it?
So, it used to always be from tip of carapace to tip of carapace, and now it's front to back.
Right.
So
you go on that front and the other one back.
Yep, correct. So you've got your mud crab on one side, your blues from that. And I never knew it changed, but I got my new measurer, and I went to put this across the crab. Holy shit, that's a big crab and it's undersized. Because I was measuring him
the wrong one.
But, so grab the blue. It's a dark blue. So your blue swimmer is 6.5 centimeters. Your bag limit's 10. Possession limit at 20.
Yep.
That means you can have 10 at home, 10 in your possession on the boat.
Yep.
Muddy's 8.5, and you get a bag limit of 5 and 5 in possession. Now, there's a big thing with the pot number. They will fine you for this. If your child, say you've got 3 kids under the age of 3, and you've allocated them all pots, if that person isn't physically capable of pulling up that pot, they will fine you. You can't just because you've got 10 people in the boat go and put 100 pots out or whatever. You physically have to be able to retrieve your own pots. So these are the little things you just need to keep in mind. Yeah,
and look, my biggest thing with all this is just take enough for your family. You know what I mean? And
take what you need.
And what I'm going to get into that is that, you know, if you do have a family of 5, if all 5 of them eat crabs, well, that's great. But I reckon they won't. So, just be mindful of that sort of stuff, and you're just doing yourself a favour and doing the right thing at the same time.
Now, if you do catch someone doing some share farming, of your crab pots. Do what every responsible person would do and chase him down in your boat and get his rego details and give him a spray.
Yep. Unless they're sinking traps.
Yes, that's a good point. So what else we got there, mate? We're gonna wrap up that. I think we've probably had a bit of a yarn on that.
I think that's good. And like I said, I'm glad that we sort of visited this at this time of year. So it's really good.
I think another thing is too, like, I think our audience, we've got a pretty good audience out there, but I think it's no secret, mate. We love having a tin.
Yes.
We love having a beer, and we love fishing.
Mm-hmm.
But just being mindful, like, don't push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Have your 3 or 4 beers in the boat.
Yeah.
Do what you know you're capable of. Don't be out there sloshing and driving the boat around because you might be fine. You might be able to handle yourself after 30 beers in control of the boat. That's fine. But if something happens and you hit someone else or something, there's innocent bystanders. So
100%.
just do the right thing. It is a silly season. We call it that for a reason because it's just people everywhere.
Yeah. Look, what I wouldn't mind saying there is that I know for me personally, unless if I'm driving, I'm definitely not drinking. But I will look forward to having a few when we put the boat back on. Once the boat's on and we're there, we're kicked back at home or at the campsite or whatever, I'm gonna punch a few cans, right?
Yeah.
But prior to that, I'm out there to fish. Look, let's be honest, we can drink cans whenever we want. We can,
There's going crabbing with the boys and your sons, having a couple of tins is fine.
Sure.
But you're out there to fish, you're fishing. And I totally agree. Wait till you get back and punch them in. And I actually, as a rule, I won't have any beer while the kids are in the boat. As a rule,
yeah, that's fair.
That's just my own little rule. But I think there's a few good little tips there, guys. I'd love to pump you up with some motivation. But
here we go. Well, that's right. You got the bad.
You just jibber there for a bit, and I'll see what I can do.
Here we go.
I'll see what I can do here. You're on.
All right. So after all that, actually, we might just bring up what we're going to do for the pricing, eh?
Yeah, you hit her.
All right. So, guys, we want to just get your Pelican friends involved in this podcast. Get them onto our socials. Get them onto our page.
We need some yarns.
And we need some yarns as well. Look, we haven't pushed the yarns thing. We do apologise, but look, we want some yarns, but we want a bit more. We want more Pelicans on our socials at the moment, so we would like to see a bit more of an influx around the Facebook. So we thought it was a good time to start a competition where, correct me if I'm right, P2, that we're going to get you guys to tag a mate and like a page.
So that's as simple as that. All you need to do is follow the Two Pelicans Facebook page. Pretty simple.
Yep.
At the same time, while you're there, just head over and follow the Wobbly Chook. Give them a bit of a follow as well.
The Chook, Dialer Australia.
Do it all. But for us, the easiest way to keep track of you legends in the competition, us to make it a fair competition with our apps and stuff in the background, tag a mate. Now, this is what I want to see. I want to see on the post that we put up, it's one mate per comment. Load that up with comments. Yeah. The more comments, the more entries. So what we do is I put that into a generator app. It detects every single comment and it picks one comment. So if you've got 500 comments in there yourself and you tagged everyone you make, you've got 500 chances of winning.
100%. Now, and look, what we're going to give away, that is another $1 prize pack. So the Bait Junkie range, what was the retail, around $140?
Yeah. And you'll get a choice of you'll get a pick as well, a offshore pack, a estuary pack, or a bass pack. So,
that's right. And on top of that too, the Wobbly Chook have also chipped in, and they've also given us a $100 voucher to go with that as well,
which is an outstanding prize, and big shout out to them. So for argument's sake, $250 worth of value. That post will be up probably tonight as you listen to this Thursday. We'll probably stick up Thursday or Friday night. So get about it. It's just simple, like our page and tag a mate. As simple as that.
That's it. And if your mate doesn't know about it, tell them that there's 20 other something episodes to go listen to.
100%. And I think moving forward, we really need to get you guys involved. We want to. You never know, there might be down the track the opportunity to have a yarn episode. Every 2 weeks is just a yarns episode. So get involved. If you're not sure to where to get involved, it is the Two Pelicans Podcast at gmail.com or over on our socials, the Two Pelicans Podcast. Shoot us there. And we will get your yarns in the storage bank ready for next year.
Yep. Mate, how'd you go with your motivation?
No good. I got
motivation?
nothing. I got nothing. But
All right.
what do you reckon?
Mates, look, for the older generation, there used to be a show called Jerry Springer, so we're probably going to wrap this up very soon. And we used to get left with Jerry's final thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No. Oh shit! I had a segment I was going to do, and I forgot.
Okay, well, no, let's do the segment.
We're very professional.
Yeah. No,
P2's had a few ginger beers. It's gone to his head. So we're going to have a quick segment because it's a silly season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give Michael 30 seconds to run around the shop and pick his 2 favourite lures for the silly season. And I'm going to go and do the same when he's finished. So I'm going to count you down. You got 30 seconds to go pick 2 lures.
Oh, crap.
Ready?
All right.
And go.
Right.
We're off and counting. All right, so he's off. He's headed. Where's he going? He's gone straight over to the hard body shelf. He's gone down. He's at the stump jumpers. He must be doing a bit of bass fishing. It's chaos here at Casino Outdoors. All right, he's got one. Looks like he's got a hard body. He's looking for a top water. You got 10 seconds. 10 seconds. All right, we're done. He's carrying on here like a second-hand line now. I could have commented a horse race with that.
Oh.
So what do you got here, big fella? You got your 2 favourite.
Oh, shit,
I
I broke everything.
do we need to list the Pacific species, or we're just gonna?
Look, you put me on the. Sorry, you put me on the.
Yeah, I'll give you no notice for that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to have to go have a Winnie Blue now and get my breath back. But
tell the viewers what you've picked out. No surprises.
Oh,
you got
look,
a peach face.
Yeah, I got it. Well, yeah, sort of a peach face. That's what I was looking for.
Well, we'll just say it's I knew that's what you wanted.
Yeah. So, reason why I get these is
bent minnow.
Is the bent minnow is because the brim love them, the flathead love them if you're really willing to lose them, and the little red guys like them as well. So good in summertime. Nothing like having to surface fish in the summertime.
And if you don't want to splash out and get an OSP, there's some other bent minnows there. We've got the Berkeley ones, etc.
That's right.
But you get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's right. I was looking for the deep diver in this. I know you got me some, but we got the MR because you made me rush and I couldn't really think. So you really put me on the spot there. That was actually fun, but daunting at the same time.
See, now I've got the heads up. I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah. So this one's what's it called? Brown Nookie?
Nookie Gill.
Nookie Gill, sorry. I love this colour in the dirty water on the Clarence. I really do. It's one of my favourite colours.
Bit of bluey purple tinge there.
Yeah, with the white. It's just dynamite. And look at the moment for brim, you'll get 20 or 30 in a session on them, I guarantee at the moment.
Unreal. Now, do you want to mix me up a bit? Give me a species, because I haven't. Give me a species that I like to catch, and hit me with a species, and I'll pick 2 lures for the Christmas break.
You know what? I'm going to go, ready, set, go, mangrove jack. Oh, Jesus. He's had to run around a few times. There we go. Oh, he's sticking to his little business. No. He's having the same problem and he actually works here. I don't know what's going on with him. Hurry up. I think you got 10 seconds. You work here, mate. You should know. Oh, no, he's back. Look at him. Oh, Usain Bolt. Look at you go. All right. Yes, I looked at them too.
All right. That was exhausting.
All right, mate. So, look, you've got 2 there. One. Well, both of them, I'm not really surprised. They're pretty good lures. But talk us through what you've picked.
So the first one's a Jollop Twitch 80DD. That's in the flood mullet colour. That's just because what was left. But Christmas time, the beauty of throwing a hard body, especially a timber hard body like that.
Yep.
Not only are you going to catch your jacks, you're going to come across your estuary cod and your big flooded as well.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of going out with the kids. I'm going to tie that on and troll a rock wall, and I'm going to pretty well catch everything.
Yep.
Oh, fuck, I'm exhausted. Now, the next one...
These critters.
...is no surprise. It is an MMD 70mm splash prawn. It's a small one. My young bloke on Boxing Day last year caught his first mangrove jack by himself on that exact lure.
Nice.
They just catch mangrove jack. I don't know what it is about them. They're not the most appealing lure in the water, but they just catch fish. So if you're going to head out, especially with your kids over the break, I'd be grabbing I necessarily don't have to say it's one of mine, but just that 80mm timber jerk bait and a MMD splash prawn. I don't think you can go wrong.
Mate, that was a good little segment, actually.
Yeah,
I'd put us on the spot there.
Yeah, I like that. And each week, each couple of weeks, we might do something like that.
Yeah.
Like just mix it up a little bit. So.
No, that was actually good. So,
well, I think that's enough from us, you Pelicans. this is it. This is the silly seasons here, as we've mentioned. Go and enjoy yourselves, and most of all, have a tin. If you can have a tin, make sure it's wobbly chalk.
Yeah,
and stay out of trouble.
That's it. So I'll get back to my final thoughts.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah, so Jerry Springer.
I was just giving a big information. I was ready for that. Big inspiration there.
Jerry's final thoughts. Well, final thoughts are in 2024. Look, we've what are we up to? We're episode 27. We're having a month off it. But really, P2 said it before. We want you guys to get involved. We want you guys to jump on the socials. We want the yarns. We want to make fishing great again. And one thing that was pleasing for me on the weekend was seeing some kids, young kids, competing in the local Brim Bass comp. So that was really great. But for me personally, to everyone, have a really, really good Christmas. Take it easy. Be kind to each other. And that is me. I'm out.
So am I. I'm Joey.
I'm Mick. And we are the 2024 Pelicans.
And we'll probably catch us next week.
A few weeks.
We'll try that again. We'll catch you next year. See you later, fellas. Catch ya. Hey, mate, what's up?
Mate, now that I've got this boat here and I've got the electronics on the way, I'm going to need some fishing gear.
Mate, you can't look flash in that new rig without some new fancy fishing gear.
I know.
Mate, I can only recommend one thing. I would head over to the Dire Australia website, mate, and make yourself a little bit of a wish list and then head into your local tackle store and see if those legends can get it in. Because if there's one thing I know, mate, Dire Australia, they have it all. Whether you want a brand new rod, a nice new shiny reel, or some new line to go on it, and you're going to need some tackle, of course, they have it all. Dire Australia is your one-stop shop, and the big supporters here, Two Pelicans Podcast. And we're still here. See you.